Howdy, SNF here. Season 7 of Apex Legends is well underway, and there's no better time to master a new legend. Here's exactly how to master Caustic, the toxic trapper who excels at controlling areas and pressuring opponents. Before we get on with the video, don't forget to subscribe and follow, and turn on notifications for more things Apex related. It can be difficult to decide which legend to main in Season 7 with so many to choose from. Well, if you prefer a slower playstyle that focuses on controlling areas and fighting opponents on your terms, Caustic may be the perfect legend for you. The Toxic Trapper has one of the most unique kits in Apex Legends and can be a menace for opponents to take down. Let's check out his abilities and a few tips and tricks to help you master Caustic. Caustic's passive is Nox Vision. This allows you to see enemies through his gas and a thermal outline. This ability is one of the reasons why Caustic is so effective at locking down areas and putting his enemies at a disadvantage. For example, paired with his Nox Gas Trap or Nox Gas Grenade in a building, Caustic can take advantage of his opponent's lack of vision and rack up the kills. The Fortified passive is a hidden buff applied to both Caustic and Gibraltar that provides them both with a flat damage reduction of 10%. On top of this, both legends are immune to slow down effects from bullets. Respawn gave this passive to these legends due to their large models compared to other characters on the roster. Considered Caustic's most iconic ability, the Nox Gas Trap is key for controlling areas and causing chaos for your opponents. A recent buff to the Nox Gas Traps has increased their damage to 6 to 12 per second. This makes it even more difficult for enemies to win gunfights in Caustic's gas. It's worth noting that Caustic's traps can be used both defensively and offensively. Remember, locking down a building to recover your health and shields is a great tactic. If the enemies do choose to enter the toxic room, they're fighting you on your terms. Caustic's ultimate is very similar to his Nox Gas Traps, with the primary difference being the ultimate's longer range and ability to deploy gas quicker. This makes it a perfect ability to use before a push on a building or area that your opponents are hiding in. Use Nox Gas Traps for cover. Caustic has a pretty big character model compared to a lot of the other legends on the Apex roster. Therefore, finding consistent cover in gunfights is essential. Luckily, Caustic's Nox Gas Traps can be used for cover or as a barrier in any gunfight. This allows you to dip in and out of combat whilst being able to recover your health and shields. If the enemy attempts to push you, simply triggering a set of traps around you will force them to take a fight in the Nox Gas. You may find a lot of the time that setting off the traps will thwart their push completely. Lock enemies in with traps. It wouldn't be a Caustic guide without mentioning his ability to lock enemies inside a gas-filled building. When placed in front of a door, Caustic's traps completely block an exit. This means if you block all of the doors with a trap, you can render your enemies completely useless and control a fight. This mechanic has made for numerous highlight clips since Apex's release. It never gets boring and is one of the reasons why Caustic is such a fun legend to main. Use gas to cut off enemies and cover choke points. The final few circles of an Apex match can be extremely intense and difficult to navigate. However, with Caustic, you can use your traps to cut off chokes and force enemies to run through your gas. This is ideal in the final few circles when enemy squads are attempting to reach the final area. This strategy is particularly effective when the circle ends in an enclosed area. This means enemy squads have to make a difficult decision that will usually end in their demise either way. Hopefully, this guide has helped you pick up the basics of Caustic and taught you a few tips and tricks that you might not have made use of. That's all I got for now. I'll be back with some more Apex